Molly Boyl. How's it going, you guys? Excellent. When you guys get nervous, do you guys get like butt sweat? No, you don't? Oh my god, yeah, no, me either. That's so gross. I don't know who gets that. So we're learning a lot about each other. So here's something about me. My name is Molly, and I like to sing in the car.
Yes.
And I don't think that's weird, but the lady in the car next to me does. And she is not shy about telling me that with her eyes. And I just feel like that's a lot of judgment that I can't handle. And so I've come up with some ways of avoiding said judgment, of kind of deflecting it, if you will. And one of those ways is, I mean, you've probably thought of this already when you're trying to sing in the car and there's some judgy bitch next to you. And you're like, well, I'm just going to roll my windows up, put some headphones in, and pretend I'm talking on the phone. Perfectly reasonable course of action. Unless you're trying to sing something like Celine Dion or something with really drawn out syllables. Don't do that. Amateur move. No one believes you. It doesn't look natural. Okay? So, but if you must sing Celine Dion while you're in the car driving by yourself, and I understand, if you must, there is an alternative. It's ventriloquism.
Oh my god.
And I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking, that sounds hard. It is. But it's worth it. And this is why. Because if you put the time in, you can be like, every night in my dreams, I see you. Right, and the bitch in the car next to you will have no fucking idea. It's not nice to pass judgment unless it's necessary. It's like, you don't need to do that. Kindness is a good thing. Have you guys seen those ads? They're like, kindness, pass it on. And you're like, yeah, that seems good, right? No, those ads are stupid. They don't deal with real shit. They're all fluff. They're like, open doors for people. It's like, I do that already, you know? There's real issues out there that are affecting real people all the time. They're way more important. For example, and you know, ladies, you've been into a public restroom. You walk in and you go to use the restroom and it's like, someone urinated all over this toilet seat.
Oh god.
And that is unkind. And it's an issue that disproportionately affects women, which is so sexist. And honestly, I wish that I had a dime for every time I walked into an otherwise perfectly inviting restroom, only to find the toilet seat spattered in stranger piss.
Yeah.
I wish I had a dime.
So gross.
I feel like maybe the problem is that someone's like really excited about going pee and it just clouds their judgment for just like a critical second. And then they just forget to clean it up and they just run away. And they're just like, oh, never mind. Because I understand, like enthusiasm and judgment have kind of a mutually exclusive relationship. And I know this because I get really excited about Halloween. And I make poor costume choices. You laugh. And that's because you're not me. In the 6th grade, I was like, you know, I'm going to get in there. My mom is laughing because she helped me make this costume. You know, I'm going to get in there. I'm not going to be what everyone else is going to be. I'm not going to dress like everybody else and like, you know, conform. I'm not going to do that. It's 6th grade. That's what you do to survive. Side note. I was like, really racking my brain. I'm like, what is no one else going to be? What is no one else going to be? I got it. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be the only one at West Sylvan Middle School dressed as a hot dog. Oh, no. And now I just want to pause for emphasis and say, I'm going to be the only one at West Sylvan Middle School dressed as a hot dog. And I could not have been more right, you guys. There was one hot dog walking up to the corner at the bus stop, ready to take bus 47. And I had my sponge painted golden brown bun. And I had my boiled beef colored dress that I made with my mom. And I had a hand-stitched drizzle of mustard down the middle. And I was so ready to knock their fucking socks off. And I'm getting up to the stoplight, I'm like, I'm gonna cross the street. And then Gavin, this fucking 8th grade boy, was like, and I'm paraphrasing here, he's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, oh my god, he noticed me. Childhood is hard. Childhood is hard because it's full of rough lessons, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of the hardest parts about being a kid in Portland is there's only one snow day a year. That sucks. But the good thing about Portland kids is they make it worth it. They get out there and they get in. And I remember this one specifically awesome snow day. We had like a full foot. And we were just like going for it. And I get to the bottom of this run and I look up to my peers to be like, wasn't that great? You know, and I'm looking for like maybe even applause. And instead I see silhouetted against the perfect white snow up at the top of the hill, this ominous black shadow of a dog. And immediately I know what this is all about, and I start to try to run. But when you're in a snowsuit, have you guys ever tried to run in a snowsuit before? It is awful if you're running for your life. It's like bad dream running, like you're slowly going as fast as you fucking can. And just like in a nightmare, this dog catches up to me, and he pounces on me, and he pins me to the ground. And in front of all the other neighborhood kids, he just starts humping me.
Oh no.
He does not stop. And it's terrible. It's as bad as it sounds, you guys. And that's why we called him the winter humper dog, because he did this every fucking year. Every year. To some poor asshole. And kids are terrible, you know? I'm like sitting there, I'm like, help me! Oh my god, I'm being humped! And they're just like, oh my god. This is the best snow day ever. And that was my first sexual experience. That was it. Snowsuit bondage. There was a humiliation component. Bestiality, the full ticket. Kids are gonna learn about sex. There's nothing you can do about it. Kids are gonna learn about sex, and they'll ask you. You know, if they don't get the information they need from other sources, they will ask you. And I know this because my boyfriend's daughter is 8, and sometimes I'll drive her to the park or something, and she'll just drop the bomb like out of nowhere. One thing we're talking about snow cones, and all of a sudden she's like, Molly, I heard that sometimes grown-ups kiss with no clothes on. Yeah? You heard that, huh? She's like, yeah. Is it true? But I think it's important to talk to kids about sex, you know? You don't want to instill shame, and you want to be real. So I'm like, yep, that's true. That's totally true. And you know what? It's for grown-ups and it's not for kids. Fucking end of conversation, right? No. I did my part. But no. She's like, Did you ever do it?
Oh no.
I'm like, oh my God, she knows. She knows about me. She knows about her dad. She knows about me and her dad. Oh my gosh, she's asking me right now about me and her dad. And oh my God, I gotta shut this down. Abort, abort, abort. And so I'm like, Paisley, I like summon my strength. I'm like, Paisley, one day you're gonna be a grown up and you're not gonna want me to come around asking you. You're not gonna want your dad to come around asking you about who you kiss and why and when and how. And so I would appreciate the same respect.
Whoa!
And I was like, yeah, I fucking nailed that shit. Yes. But then she looked right in my eyes and she was like, who was it? That's it for me, you guys. Thank you.